Okay, we are back with 11.3, which is frequency tables and histograms. These are very similar to bar graphs. The only difference is you have a first step where you use what we call tallies in a frequency table. We're going to do that first, and then you create a histogram, which is a bar graph that's been smushed up. The bars are all smushed up next to each other. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to create a frequency table. So this frequency table is always going to have 3 sections. Our first one will be intervals. Our second section is tallies. And then our third is actually our frequency. And this will all make sense in just a moment. We want to look at the information that they gave us. This is normally when there's a lot of data in one spot, and so we want to put it all together to be able to see it a little bit more clearly. So if we're looking at the information that they give us, these are heights of roller coasters. So this is on page 643. The heights of roller coasters, they give us 66.4 all the way up to 71.6, and there is a lot of information there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take what they have. We want to look at the lowest height that they give us, or the lowest piece of data that they give us. And it looks like it'd be 62, I have a 61.9, and our highest is 126.5. So see how the frequency table that they gave us, they actually created, they did 60 to 60.9. I think I need to make my left-hand side, my intervals, a little bit larger so that I can fit all the numbers in there. So they did 60 to 60.9. Now your intervals have to be equal amounts. So if I did 60 to 60.9, I'm sorry, 60 to 69.9, if I do that, my next one is going to start with 70. It also needs to be the same equal amount. So it's going to go to 79.9. And then I do 80 to 89.9. And remember, we went all the way up to 126 something. So we're going to have to make sure that our intervals include numbers all the way up to that. 9.9, I'm going to have to make my frequency table a little bit larger, and that's okay. My next one is going to be 110 to 119.9. Oops. And then my last will be 120 to 129.9. Now, with this tally, this next section, do you know how to tally? That's when you're taking information in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when you get to the 5, you put a crossbar. So a group like this tells us that we have 5. So we're gonna take that, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the information that they gave us, and we're gonna tally it off. So I'm gonna use a different color just so that it doesn't get too close to that information. So I have 66.4, that fits into this category right here. Then I have 94.5, it goes here. So I'm gonna take all the information that they gave us, 68.3, 115 is gonna go here, 62.5, 97, 66.4, 126.5, 63.4, so I just got to 5, I'm gonna cross it, 74.7, 63.4, I'm gonna have to make another little one down here, it looks like I'm gonna have quite a few, 70.1, 66.4, 64.9, 63.7, 79, 63.4, 63.1, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a lot there, 62.5, 61.9, and 71.6. Okay, now the next step, and I'm gonna go ahead and do another color again just so that they don't merge together. Okay, so I have 5, 10, and then 3 more, so I have 13. And now in this frequency table, I'm just going to count the number of tally marks. So my next section, I have 4. I don't have any here. I do actually have to point that out though. So I have 0, I have 2, 0, 1, and 1. Now we're going to do just like we would do with a bar graph, we create this, and I still have to give a title for this. So this is height of roller coasters. I always have to have a title for every graph that I get. Always have to have a title. I have to have a legend if that's necessary, or a key, whatever you wanna call it. So down here on the left, this is always going to be our frequency. So that's where we take this information, and that's gonna go on the left-hand side of the histogram, okay? Then I do my intervals. So that's where each one of these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 intervals. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So this is 60 to 60.9, this is 70 to 79.9, this is 80 to 89.9, 90 to 99.9, oops, 100 to 109.9, 110, and then 119, okay? So, I'm sorry, 120. So now we have the ability, we have the information over there, these are my intervals, okay? So we label the intervals. I have to have both for frequency table and histogram. I have to have the frequency table with my tally marks. The intervals all have to be even amounts. Even if I don't put anything there, I still have to fill in the information, and then I count the tally marks. Once I've done that, then I can go to the histogram. And the histogram is just creating a bar graph, and now they're gonna be smushed up next to each other though. I do need to go, I'm gonna make these by ones, because I can. There's a lot of information there, and it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're gonna 3, 6, 9. It's gonna go high. That's okay. Went into our title, whatever. So our first one, I'm gonna do these in different colors. What if I did them in gray? So the first one is gonna go all the way up to that 13, and now I color it in just like I do with a bar graph. I'm just gonna color in that information, okay? With the 70 interval, I have 4, so now I'm gonna go to the 4, and I smush it right up next to that other bar. Okay, that's the difference between a histogram and a bar graph. The bar graphs, there's separation. With a histogram, they're smushed up next to each other, except for in an interval that doesn't have any, so I'm not gonna put any there. In this next interval, I have 2 though, and it's gonna cover that whole area, the whole width of that interval also. 90, that was the one I just did. I don't have any there, so this one I only have 1. And then this one I also have 1. And again, they're gonna be smushed up next to each other. So that's it for frequency tables and histograms. Very similar to bar graphs, the only difference is they're smushed up next, but you also have to have the frequency table. And I can't emphasize enough, these all need to be equal intervals, and then you tally them, then you add up your tallies, then you do the histogram. Okay, we cannot have one part without the other. It has to all be included, all of the labels, everything there. So our homework for 11.3 is pages, they're all on page 645. There's not a lot here because there's a lot of steps for this lesson. So you're just doing 3 through 8 all. You have to have all parts in order to get full credit. Okay, so we have to have all parts of that frequency table and the histogram. Once you're done with that, you will have a multiple choice quiz on a Google form. So let me know if you have any questions, make notes of the ones that you don't understand so that we can go through that in our call. Otherwise, have a great day. Good luck.